In this video, I'll show you how to add fans and spikes to a simple base shape. Here I'm adding a thick layer of clay over a smooth former. Formers should be hard, smooth and shaped like a jelly mould so you can remove the end sculpture easily. Add a layer of cling film or thin plastic if your clay sticks. You won't add any more clay, so make sure you have enough to pinch your shapes out of. Pinch fan shapes out of the clay, pressing it between your thumb and fingers. With practice, you can feel the thickness of the clay. A thickness between 2mm and 5mm is ideal. You can make small or large fans in any direction. Be aware of gravity working against your clay shapes. This comes with practice, and you may need to add more clay if your fans feel floppy. You can also pinch out spikes or finger shapes. I spend a lot of time gently pinching and pulling, refining the shapes as I go. I use minimal water, just wetting my fingertips. Too much water can make your clay sag. I've made sure I've left a good layer of clay against the former. This means I can add deeper texture later. This stage of refining the shapes is time consuming, but worth it. Here I'm using porcelain paper clay. The fibres in the clay help strengthen it as it dries. I found other clay is fine, but porcelain without fibres cracks as it dries due to the different thicknesses. If you've ever made pinch pots or pulled handles, you'll be familiar with using your fingers to refine the shapes. As I refine the shapes, I'm aware of the thickness of the clay, moving thicker areas of clay to strengthen any weak areas. Water is useful for smoothing creases and cracks, but too much makes the clay sticky and floppy, so use as little as you can. Spikes and fingers can be gently squeezed and pulled using all the available clay to make long, elegant forms. These are also a good starting point for forks and branches. I'll show these in another video. When refining the fans, I wet my fingers and use my index finger along the edge with my thumb on top and middle finger underneath. You can add a sponge or twisted paper towels for support. Do be aware that clay, especially porcelain, can sag in the kiln. Depending on your style, you can completely smooth the clay or finish the surface by adding texture. Think about how your glazes will work with the forms. Part of the reason I add so much texture to my work is because I get bored smoothing the clay. Although somehow I find adding texture relaxing. When adding texture to your fans, you'll need support with your non-dominant hand underneath. Here I'm using a small ball-headed tool to add shell-like grooves. I have other tutorials that show more ways to make textures. I'll add more in the future. Take the opportunity to play and find the forms you enjoy. Once your sculpture is finished, you can gently remove the former. Check out my other tutorials and subscribe for future videos. Have fun exploring the possibilities of clay.